Hello there and welcome to Septile Plays. You may have noticed that I'm not actually the voice on other videos. Because I'm not. I'm known as, on YouTube, known as the Doodler. It's a stupid name. Please don't go to my channel. Don't watch my videos. Do not subscribe. But definitely watch this one because it's good. So basically, the conceit of this thing is that I like to believe that a Pokemon's design should basically convey what type it is, so that the opposing player has a chance to actually understand and then use the type advantages and disadvantages. But sadly, Game Freak has not been very good with this for sometimes. These are 10 of those times compiled helpfully into one video. And by the way, there's no ranking here. These are all equally bad in my opinion. There's really no degree of mistyping, so it's just number 1 to number 10. Alright, let's go! That was cringe, I'm sorry. Let's just start the video. Number 1.
Golduck. As we all know, this Pokemon evolves from Psyduck, a Pokemon who is legendary for having major psychokinetic headaches in the anime, and whose main name pun, or whatever, is reliant on the first syllable, which you can guess is based off of psychic. So why, in the name of Bibarel, does this not have a psychic typing? It's commonly mistaken for one. Game Freak, you do remember dual typings were a thing since day one, right? Although I should cut them some slack, that decision may have been made during the same period of mass drunkenness that caused the blue one of the two to be named Golduck. This is so stupid.
Number 2. Clefairy. I know its fairy typing makes complete sense considering, it's a pixie, but comparing it to something like Wigglytuff, I fail to see why Clefairy is pure fairy typing, but Wigglytuff is a dual fairy normal type. Normal kinda makes sense on these guys, but I honestly would prefer that both of these become pure fairy types because it would make more sense with their motif. Number 3.
Lapras. So, to be perfectly honest with you on this one, I don't have much of a problem here, at least not when compared to an absolute travesty like Execute. So I can't go on for a long time about how this design is problematic. I just want to say that the ice typing is complete nonsense, and that Lapras kind of looks like a sea dragon, or a dragon related to the sea, not the actual sea dragon. I'll just shut up now. Still, this is an absolute classic design, so I can't insult it much. Next one, I guess.
Number 4.
Girafarig. Another minor one, and I don't even have an alternate typing for this one, so this is even more unforgivable than Lapras's. Still, unlike with Lapras, I don't actually like this design. I think it's exceedingly lazy. So because of this, I have decided to accurately depict what happened at the Game Freak offices when they decided to design this particular.
それで、拒絶される予定の100億ポケモンのデザインのために、私はこれを作った。私はそれを、キラファリック、と呼ぶ。続ける。とにかく、キリン、黄色と茶色のキリン、腐ったバナナのような、それに余分な球面があります。見て、そこにある。その首はキリンのためにあまりにも短いです。名前は怠惰なデザインのための怠惰な言い訳です。そして、私はあなたがこの時点で解雇されるべきだと思います。しかしそれをねじ込む私たちはクォータを埋める必要があります。それは承認されています。
Well, at least someone got some joy out of the experience. See, the mistyped part comes because, Girafarig is anything but normal. It is an abomination of nature, and that is an objective fact because I said so. Nobody likes Girafarig. It is alone. It is unloved. It is neglected. Deservedly so. Goodbye, Girafarig. See you in hell.
Number 5.
Volbeat and Illumise. I think these two should be flying types because they have wings and can fly. and they are based off of fireflies who have fly in their name because they have wings and can fly. Yes, that is all the reasoning you need. Next!
Number 6.
Gastrodon. Okay, so if I went out in public and showed a picture of this to people and asked them what it looked like, I'd be arrested for disturbing the peace. But in a hypothetical situation that conveniently suits my opinion, I would get answers like an amorphous blob or seaweed. So how come this is a ground type? I know the inspiration was a sea slug, but that just doesn't come across very well in the design. As such, I think they should just ditch the ground type and keep water. Maybe add grass. Because, seaweed, yeah. I don't know, not Game Freak.
Number 7.
Darkrai. The point of this Pokemon is that it is a legendary embodiment of fear itself. The design reflects this very well, I think, with the Grim Reaper-esque features and the ominous swirling robes. One would, I hope, sensibly presume that such a monster would be a ghost type because ghosts are scary, and it would go with the wispy aesthetic. Yet the wise men at Game Freak decided to not do this for reasons unknown to any of us common mortals. Because of their extra specialness, our common sense does not apply to these immutable, unimpeachable Goliaths of intellectual talent. What I'm trying to say here, in a very roundabout, sarcastic way, is that this is dumb. Stop it.
Number 8. Solgaleo. Scientifically speaking, the sun is, oversimplifying here, a big ball of hydrogen that is constantly undergoing nuclear fusion. The nuclear fusion then generates heat and light energy, which could be said to play a minor role in the existence of life on this planet. Fire is generated by another process entirely, which is combustion, but it also is basically just heat and light energy. Why did I just mention this? Because keeping that whole physics lecture in mind, one would naturally assume that the sun Pokemon, Solgaleo, would be fire type. Nope! Instead, it's Psychic Steel. Psychic finds a bit of a twist, but steel? Metals make up less than 0.1% of the sun's mass. Oh, wait, what's that? What? Oh. Well, it turns out that according to Bulbapedia, Solgaleo is in fact the SUNNE Pokemon, which means the whole thing is absolutely understandable. This is eye-opening. Number 9. Comfy. I can understand why Game Freak made this Pokemon look like the way it does. If you have a region based in Hawaii, the most mind-numbingly obvious thing to do is to base a mon after one of Hawaii's most iconic things, the lei. For the 2 or so people unfamiliar, a lei is basically a ring of flowers used as headwear. Keyword here being flowers. Similar Pokemon like Bellossom or the Flabebe line have ended up in the grass type, so why not this one? What happened here, Game Freak? And finally, number 10. Delmise or Delmise. This is a weird one for pronunciation. Another one from Alola. Hooray for stupidity! All jokes aside, I quite like Sun and Moon, but let's get to the point. The species name for this particular Pokemon is Sea Creeper, and it looks like a moss-covered anchor. Anchors are intrinsically linked to the water through their use in ships, and moss is usually an indicator for damp environment. So with such a strong link to water, how come it's not a water type? I mean, the grass makes sense with the moss, and Delmise, whatever, does look ominous and possessed, but if I were in charge, I would prioritize water over grass. Man, I wish triple typings were a thing. They would be so cool. Okay, so you know exactly what I'm going to say at this point, but like and share if you like the video and subscribe if you want to see more. That's it. One sentence. Obligatory one. Done. Bye then.